Ria TV, True FM.
Say Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV,
into True FM 96.1.
What's the meaning of the black barrier?
The black barrier is to tell Joseph Bakala, if you don't organize yourself in a grateful manner, we'll give you a better level.
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
News summary at 12. My name is Hansen Delta Present. Welcome to News and Analysis 30 minutes of news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and our one world.
Presenting this newscast is proudly sponsored by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited.
How is life as of the present?
Today is Tuesday, 9 AD 2024. Good evening and welcome to News Desk. 45 minutes of news about Liberia, Africa, and our global village. My name is Hansen Decker presenting. In the headlines, Cape County Senator Dapa Fabula wants Western Cluster complies with its commitments to the government or leaves the country, says the company is depleting the resources with no benefit to the people. National Civil Society Union of Liberia welcomes the nomination of Criminal Court E. Judge Siania Clinton Johnson as Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of Liberia, described her as being competent and qualified. Center for National Documents and Records Agency announces it has raised $134,000 in the past 6 months to fund government's operations. And away from Liberia, UN experts say Uganda is battling M23 fighting across its border in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, one of a wider regional conflict. The details of these developments and news bulletin, the voices of the newsmakers polls are all anticipated. On today's edition of News Desk, we take a break to rejoin.
Ria TV, True FM.
Say Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV,
into True FM 96.1.
It's Olivia Bound with the news bulletin. Good evening.
Good evening, Hansen, and good evening to all. Senator Daba Fabula wants the Liberian government to compel Western Cluster to comply with the agreements with the government or leave the country. In a definitive note, the Great Mount County Senator said Western Cluster either performs or leaves the country. So he said it is about time the government takes a stand against the company and stop doing lip service with the Liberian people while the resources are being depleted. Senator Fabula said the company has relied on all of the commitments made to the Liberian people, including the promise to build a port in Cape Mount, the construction of a railway, amongst others. She stressed that the Senate must use its oversight power to compel the executive to prevail on Western Cluster to do the right things or leaves the country. Senator Fabula spoke Tuesday during the Senate debate on the Western Cluster concession, stating that there should be no more debate on Western Cluster issues. The National Civil Society Union of Liberia has welcomed the nomination of Criminal Court E. Judge Siania Clinton Johnson as Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of Liberia. Judge Clinton Johnson was recently nominated by President Walker as Associate Justice of the High Court to replace the late Associate Justice Nangwe. And Naxu released Tuesday the nomination of Judge Clinton Johnson in the right direction, judging for qualification and experience in the Liberia justice system. Some civil society organizations, following her nomination by the president, took onto some media platforms requesting the president to revoke Judge Clinton Johnson's nomination as Associate Justice. They alleged that the nominee associate justice would undermine the establishment of the war and economic response because she is married to former justice minister during the regime of ex-president Charles Taylor. But the National Civil Society, that's a union of Liberia, in reaction called on the civil society organizations to contemplate on the long-term experience and qualifications of George Clinton justice rather than basing their argument on trivial matters. Meanwhile, the democracy has called on the Liberian Senate to immediately proceed with the confirmation of George Siani Clinton Johnson as she is best suited for the post while that nominee, if confirmed, will be the third female on the Supreme Court bench. The Center for National Documents and Records Agency says it has raised 134,000 United States dollars in the past 6 months. CNDRA Director General Nelson Vieira revealed that the money generated from January to June 2024 is used to fund the National Fiscal Budget, which supports the Liberian government. He stated that the administration cut wasteful spending to raise money. Regarding the budget projection, the National Archives needs to provide 341,000 United States dollars towards the national budget for 2024. According to DG Inga, the CNDRA needs to raise 207,000 US dollars in the following 6 months, from July to December 2024. Said the team is working with the policies they have developed will enable them to raise revenue found in the next 6 months. Nelson Ginga, however, declared that the Arcas Center would no longer offer gratis services in order to enable the organization to make money. Speaking Tuesday in Montevideo, the National Archives Board revealed that some people were taking advantage of the gratis services to their own detriment, which prevented the government from receiving the necessary funding. Agricultural Minister Dr. Newton has underscored the need to empower policymakers on responsible investment in the agriculture sector of Liberia. Minister Newton said, before agricultural investments are done, the concept is to make it responsible. He said to have responsible agricultural investment, those who operate it have to ensure it meets all the criteria that give it the responsible nature. Minister Alexander Nixon was speaking at a two-day forum to provide technical training for responsible investment appraisal within Liberia's agriculture sector in my community. The president of the La Costa College of Education, Dr. Way, has called for increments in the salaries of civil servants, especially teachers. Dr. Way said this is one of the best ways to improve the lives of the ordinary people. It declared the arbitrary deductions in the salaries of teachers during each salary payment, calling on the president to intervene. Dr. Way also commended the Minister of Education for her unwavering commitment to ending the issue of volunteer teachers across the country. The LACOSA's president, however, called for full implementation of Education Reform Act of 2011, particularly focusing on the decentralization of educational activities to the counties and districts. Dr. Benjamin spoke at a certificate and fifth associate of arts degree program of the Bonn County Annex Lacoste College of Education. For his part, Dr. Wendy Nelson, former director of international programs at the University of Falls in the USA, acknowledged the passion and greatness of Liberians in the education and emphasized the need for capacity development. The president of the Liberian Institute of Certified Public Accountants has called for increased budgetary support to adequately fund the institution's activities. Papin Daniel said, although the government is providing subsidy to the LRCPA, the amount is insufficient to finance its programs, including their professional exams. His statement followed complaints from candidates who sat the Ghanaian Professional Qualification Certificate exams over the weekend seeking to become chartered accountants and certified public accountants in a twin partnership arrangement with the LRCPA and ACA. The new LRCPA president, however, lauded the candidates for mustering the courage to sit the exam despite the enormous challenges, including lack of funding to provide tutorials for them before the test. Meanwhile, the examiner from the Institute of Chartered Accountants, Ghana, Naomi Pawodi, wants the Liberian government to make the professional exam compulsory for accountants in the country. The board of directors of the Fifth and Justice Network is demanding an open apology from Representative Francis Foko for threatening to burn the chambers of the legislature. FJN expressed serious concern about Montserrat County District Number 9 Representative's recent action, demanding him to immediately retract such statements and issue a public apology to the Liberian people. Faith and Justice Network Liberia's executive director, Topot Jala, said the network believes that public servants, particularly elected officials, must conduct themselves with the highest standards of integrity, responsibility, and respect for the institutions they serve. Senator Yan Turian of Neighbor County has expressed serious concerns about what he described as bad labor practices meted against citizens in Neighbor County. Senator Twine said his concerns are trickled by what is considered as bad labor practices against contractors and workers of China Railway. According to the Neighbor County Senator, China Railway SG is allegedly involved in non-adherence to compliance of the contract, lack of safety gears for workers, and others bad labor practices. He noted that it is essential that the rights of all laborers be respected to avoid what he calls a chaotic situation. Senator Yan Twain is therefore calling on the Senate to immediately probe the matter. Two opposition senators have accused the government of denying foreign mission workers their benefits. Senators Sir Joseph and Nathaniel McGill of the Common Ruling Coalition for Democratic Change said citizens of Liberia assigned to foreign missions under the past administration are being strangulated abroad. Speaking in session on Tuesday, the Montserrado and Magibi County Senator said prior to the election of the municipality's administration, there were reports alleging that some Liberians believed quotas of the CDC were sent on various foreign missions by former Foreign Minister Master Kimia as means of securing their jobs after the 2023 elections in the event the CDC was defeated. But following the defeat of the CDC in the 2023 elections, the governing UP government is said to be giving attention to those sent on various foundations, allegedly denying them their just benefits. Speaking Tuesday in session, Mike B. Senator Nathaniel McGill called on the UP-led government to ensure that the needed supports are provided to those on foreign nations. The Margibi County lawmaker stated that despite the political difference, the foreign mission workers are all Nigerians and must be treated with utmost respect. Away from Liberia, Uganda is backing M23 rebels fighting across its border in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. UN experts say warn it quickly escalated, carried the risk of triggering a wider regional conflict. The world armed M23 is often accused of being a Uganda proxy force, but the UN experts have put forward evidence to suggest that it also has Uganda support. Uganda has denied the allegations in the UN report that also accuses Rwanda of having up to 4,000 troops in the Congo fighting alongside the rebels. In response, Rwanda did not deny the allegation and told the BBC that the Congo government lacked the political will to resolve the process in its mineral which has witnessed decades of unrest. Where has said that the news collecting.
Ria TV, True FM.
In Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV.
Into Truth FM 96.1.
What's the meaning of the black barrier?
The black barrier is to tell Joseph Bakala, if you don't organize yourself in your grateful manner, we'll keep your better level.
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
The bound for the news bulletin, the foreign development, the news bulletin, regular feed, news program, news desk joining us. Of development we are following. Grand Cape County Senator Dapa Butler wants Western Cluster complies with its commitments to the government or leaves the country, says the company is depleting the resources with no benefits to the people. National Civil Society Union of Liberia welcomes the nomination of Criminal Court in Judge Sienna Clinton Johnson as Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of Liberia, described her ability as competent and qualified. Center for National Documents and Records Agency announced it has raised 134,000 United States dollars in the past 6 months to fund government's operations. And away from Liberia, UN experts say Uganda is backing M23 rebels fighting across its border in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, warning of a wider regional conflict. Let's bring you the voices of these. Senator Dapa Vapula wants the Liberian government compelled Western Cluster to comply with the agreement with the government or leave the country. In a definite tune, the county senator said Western Cluster either comes or leaves the country's resources. She said it is about time the government takes its stance against the company doing lip service with Liberian people while resources are being depleted. She's Rankin County, Dapa Vapla. There won't Liberian government compare Western Coast will comply with the agreement with the government or leave speaker trade. She spoke Tuesday during debate on the Western Coastal construction. Two opposition senators have accused the government of denying foreign mission workers their benefits. Senators are Joseph and Nathan Magid of the former ruling coalition for democratic change said citizens of Liberia assigned to foreign nations under the past administration are being extrapolated abroad. Speaking in section Tuesday, the Magibi County Senator noted that the Unity Party government is on obligation to ensure that those serving on foreign missions are adequately supported. He's having you want to need TH NIA MCGR. The voice of the county is Senator Natanda McGill. Senator Young Twain of Neva County expressed serious concerns about what he described as bad labor practices meted against citizens in the county. Senator Twain said concerns are triggered by what is considered as bad labor practices against contractors and workers of China Railway SG. According to the Neva County Senator, China Railway SG is allegedly involved in non-adherence to compliance of the contract, lack of safety gears for workers, and other bad labor practices. He wrote the Liberian Senate. Here is the Senate Secretary reading the communication. The Secretary of Liberian Summit reading from Nima County, Senator Antoine expressing serious concerns about what he described as bad labor practices committed against citizens in Nima County. The Center for National Document and Records Agency said it has raised 134,000 United States dollars in the past 6 months. CNDRA General Nelson Diagat revealed that money generated from January to June 2024 is used to fund the national fiscal budget, which supports the Liberian government. He stated that the administration caught wasteful spending to raise money. Regarding the budget projection, the National Archives needs to provide 341,000 towards the national budget.
Government asked us the projection report was to raise 341,000 to support the 2024 budget, and out of the 301,000 projected to contribute to the national budget, we will raise for 104,000. That is among the total help on the collective of we are putting a lot of intensive place to make sure that most of those things that the government of the revenue time and we have already done things like stop practice, because practice was one of the things I used to government of getting revenue to the board of to make sure what government of us make sure and the budget. Not 200 is something government is nice and I'm supposed to let's say something. This is one because here we have I will see the public and also information that very wants institution come over people to that. We are here to provide service, to provide services that people will want from us.
The head of the Center for National Documents and Records Agency, Nelson Biagade, disclosing that the institution has raised 134,000 United dollars in the past 6 months. Let's now welcome Alvin Tapia to bring us the 14th segment on the program news desk. But just before we get to Alvin Tapia, a recap of the major developments. Grandkibon County's Dabavabla once Western Cluster complies with its commitments. The government of the country says the company is depleting the resources with no benefits to the people. National Civil Society Union of Liberia welcomes the nomination of criminal court Judge Senator Clinton Johnson as Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of Liberia, describes her as being competent and qualified. Center for National Documents and Records Agency announces it has raised 134,000 United States dollars in the past 6 months to fund government's operations. And away from Liberia, UN experts say Uganda is backing M23 rebels fighting across its border in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, warning of a wider regional conflict. Let's now welcome Naomi Tabia. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Vincent. Good evening, everyone. The Sports Writers Association of Liberia has described the developments for sports development in the 2024 national budget as mockery. In a press statement, Swat said it is heightening sports, particularly football, continue to receive backing. Despite the presence of several sports personalities, including two former presidents of the Football Association at the legislature. The release continued that with over 7 million USD in the 2024 national budget, Liberia's printed sport keeper was allocated $738 United USD, while football was allotted 150,000 United States dollars. The National Country Sports Meet with similar amount. The Sports Writers Association of Liberia termed it as disgusting. They had a right of keeping Liberia's second most favored sports of basketball just $1,330, while the Liberia Athletics Federation received USD $24,276. So I added to the release that they wonder how legislators, many of whom are high-ranking sports enthusiasts put pens to papers to approve $1,230 for basketball and $150,000 for national football. The organizers of the National Campus Sports meet the Ministries of Youth and Sports and the Interior Affairs have reached a decision to include basketball in this edition of the nation's most prestigious sporting event. If you recall, the Assistant Minister for Sports, Walter Gray, recently announced during a press conference that the nation's second most popular sport was omitted from this year's content, something that caused outrage amongst the basketball players and stakeholders. The confirmation was made by the president of the Liberia Basketball Association, Ephraim Samuka, on Tuesday to the media president of the institution. The latest decision has caused excitement amongst the basketball enthusiasts, players, stakeholders, as they commend the organizers for overturning the previous decision. Meanwhile, the Liberia Basketball Leagues will continue this Wednesday in exciting fixtures in the male second division and female divisions at the SKD Sports Complex Basketball GM Painesville. In the second division, North Cantor, G. Fernandez, and Crucial Brothers will lock arms at 12 p.m. The Rockers and Commissioners will meet at 5 p.m. while Desert Ladies and Destiny Queens will come as the day's basketball activities at 7 p.m. Black Man Warrior on 17 won the third win against FC Kakemuni in the Helsinki Cup 11-0. Jonathan Freeman scored 4, Augusta Mascot United 3 with one goal each from Asik Lemon, James Laffer, Emmanuel Kuti, and Basha Mwanzu. Before the match, Black Man Warrior won 2 games, scoring 18 goals without conceding a single goal. Black Man Warrior collected the first win in Helsinki Cup with a 9-0 win over LPS Black. The second match was reduced the same 9-0 scoreline over MPS2, with Jonathan Freeman scoring 5 goals to increase his tally to 9 from 2 games. England was very softly amidst the boys have never been louder at the start of Euro 2024, but says his side are now ready to make history as they prepare for a semi-final against the Netherlands. Southgate said his team, who won and drew 2 of their group stage games before narrowly beating Slovakia, and then edged past Switzerland on penalties in the knockouts, couldn't quite get themselves in the right place. England was beaten by Italy on penalties in the Euro 2020 final, reached the 2018 World Cup semi-finals, and were knocked out by France in the quarterfinals of the 2022 World Cup. While Kane considered that as they have been getting better, the expectation gets higher. He said the air pressure can sometimes give players a boost. The Netherlands rapper to Dortmund was significantly delayed after the train was cancelled and they had to fly from Westbrook, with their pre-match news conference being cancelled. And finally, Manchester United manager Eric Ten Hag says he's excited about the club's future. Ten Hag had to wait over 2 weeks for United to decide to retain him after guiding them to FA Cup final victory over Manchester City on 25 May. On 4 July, following conversations with the Dutchman, the club confirmed they had triggered the additional year option in his contract, which now runs to 2026. In his first interview since that was announced, Ten Hag told in-house channel MUTV he would not have agreed to extend his deal if he was not very excited about the future. United have made significant structural change since Ineos ownership was confirmed in December. That's all from Sensei.
Thanks, Nabi, for development. events. Sports is a record on the news program. Still in more news, our Culture Minister Dr. Arizona Newton has underscored the need to empower policymakers on responsible investment in the agriculture sector of Liberia. Minister Newton said before agricultural investments are done, the concept is to make it responsible. He said to have responsible agricultural investment, those who appraise it have to ensure it meets all the criteria that gives it a responsible name. The president of the College of Education,
The training section held for members of the inter-ministerial committee. The training is about empowering on responsible investment in agriculture and Liberia, learning how to appraise our investment portfolio for the agriculture. Before investments are done, the customer is not very responsible. So to have responsible, once we approach, they have to make sure that it meets all of the criteria that give it a responsible nature. So that's why the technical team will be here over the next 2 days to learn the tools that need to be used in measuring how responsible an investment approach is. The appraiser will learn here that investment is responsible, or those who are responsible time learn apply in their or agriculture come into this country.
the voice of agriculture minister Alexander Nunta spoke at a two-day forum in providing technical training, responsible investment approach within Liberia's agriculture sector in Magini County. It marks every country's representative in Chikaya said policymakers benefiting from be responsible to ensure that those seeking investment in Liberia's agriculture sector complied with the terms of agreement and to accept corrective measures.
The government of Liberia just developed its National Agriculture Development Plan, and this plan is about training policymakers for making responsible investments, screening investors that come in to make sure that they are making responsible investment in the country.
So it means that you will be investigating the case of investment.
Those interested in investing in the agriculture sector, policymakers have the tools required to screen them and ascertain that these investments are going to be profitable to the country and also to the communities. The terms of investment that they want to put for the country, and to make sure that those deals are sustainable. It's not just profiting one side, but it is profiting also the local communities. So them come with good intentions. The school is checklist where the policy will go through them one by one to make sure that this investor is one that is viable, to make sure that the investment that they are making is really aligned with the sustainable development goals, not coming to induce some investors make concessions so stringent that life becomes very difficult for communities. A grievance mechanism should be established for the communities to complain. If the companies establishing the concessions are not following the rules established by the government, so that the government can come and take action to redress them. The end goal is to increase agriculture productivity so that this farming can live off from the products, create wealth for betterment of the livelihood of the people of Liberia, particularly young and women.
The voice of Cynthia Stephen Chikaya, AO country's representative to Liberia, LFD, listening to Agriculture Minister Dr. Arizona Notable spoke at a two-day forum aimed at providing technical trainings for responsible investment appraisal within Liberia's agriculture sector in Magini County. The president of the Lacosta College of Education, Dr. Benjamin Wade, has called for improvement in the salaries of civil servants, especially teachers. Dr. Wade said this is one of the best ways to improve the lives of the ordinary people. He spoke out of the 8th certificate and 5th Associate of Arts degree program in Bond County.
One of the best ways in the life of Canadians is to increase in civil service and teacher salaries. Mr. President, few of Modernization of the customary economic system is something that rubbed your just yesterday. I learned irregular deductions from teachers on every payment, $2, $4. So teachers go to their salary, don't actually know. Mr. President, you inherited, but Mr. President, to rescue, please rescue our $3
The voice of President of the College of Education for his part, Dr. Brendan Nelson, former Director of International Programs at the University of Sioux Falls in the USA, acknowledged the passion and greatness of Liberians in the area of education and emphasized the need for capacity development.
I began coming to my career to train teachers, and I developed a program called Teacher Impact and Empowerment Training. After my very first visit to this country in 2018, I went home, and the word that I used to describe of this country was greatness. Greatness. And I have since then never changed my mind. In this country, I repeatedly see a high level of intelligence among the people.
The voice of Dr. Brendan Nelson, former Director of International Programs, the voice of Sioux Falls in the USA. Earlier, you listened to the President of the College of Education, Dr. Benjamin Wade, who spoke at the 8th C Certificate and 5th Associate of Arts degree program of the Bon County Atlas of the College of Education. Well, that's all the time we have to be with you on today's edition of News Desk. As we take leave of you, these are the top stories we have been following. Grand Bon County Senator Dapa Vapla wants Western Cluster complies with its commitments to the government or leaves the country, says the company is depleting the resources with no benefits to the people. National Civil Society Union of Liberia welcomes the nomination of Criminal Court E. Judge Sandy Clinton Johnson as Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of Liberia, describes her ability as being competent and qualified. Center for National Documents and Records Agency announces it has raised $134,000 in the past 6 months to fund government's operations. And away from Liberia, UN experts say Uganda is backing M23 rebels fighting across its border in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, warning of a wider regional conflict. Thanks to our correspondents, reporters, writers, editors, those who helped in making today's edition of News Desk is sources. Olivia Bound read for us the news bulletin, the foreign development. Now, Tapia Fata in the sporting segment. Mayan Tobian sat behind the camera. Johnson Batoma able coordinated the sound for it on behalf of the news team. My name is Hansen Decker, presenter.
Ria TV, True FM.
Say Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV,
into Truth FM 96.1.
What's the meaning of the black barrier?
The black barrier is to tell Joseph Wakala, if you don't organize yourself in a respectful manner, we'll take your data.
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
Some news, summary of 12. My name is Hansen Decker. Welcome to News and Analysis, 30 minutes of news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and our one world.
Presenting this newscast is proudly sponsored by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited.
How is life as of the presidency?
But before the presidency, the same life, that's what you see. I live a different life. You know, when I was not president, this life, that's what I live, you know, with my family and
I have a lot of interest in the health sector, the educational sector, and the agriculture sector, both connecting those.
Yeah, we are calling international community to come to intervene for us because, like I said previously, we don't know who to trust.
Always make sure to turn on to our
Ria TV and listening to Truth FM 96.1.
Ria TV.
Your family members abroad need to send you money? Worry no more. Henceforth, receive your international money transfers from Europe, USA, and South Africa made via Western Union, MoneyGram, and many more directly into your Orange Money account. At Orange Money, we are family.
Orange Money.